You get to your campground, what I like to do is open the compartments. The back one is your sewer compartment. The middle one here is your sewer hookup. And then the front position one is all your hoses, electric, cable TV. And if you're needing a little support for leveling, the one way in the front has all your blocks and some extra accessories we provide. So I always provide my renters with a pair of rubber gloves. Nobody wants to touch sewer equipment barehanded. We're going to do the sewer last. First thing I like to hook up is the electric. So in the accessory bin, you'll have a surge protector. This is a must. I also provide all kinds of adapters if you need to go from 20 amp to 30 amp. It will restrict some of the things you can use if you're not running 50 amp, so please ask me about that. The electric reel, we keep it nice and clean. Clean right here. What you're going to do is go over to the electric panel. Your campground's going to have a panel like this next to the water. Okay, so first you're going to put your 50 amp in, and you're going to want to make sure the circuit is on and all these lights are green. Because if any of these lights are not green or they're red, that means there's an issue with the campground and you need to go up to the camp store and let them know. So this is all you need to do here for this side of the power. The other side of your cord is going to go right into this 50 amp box. You push it in, twist it, and turn this to keep it in place. And that's it, your electric is done. Next thing we want to do is the water. And I try and do it in this order because I don't want to touch drinking water hoses. Well, actually you should never drink campground water. I should say freshwater hoses with any kind of sewage. This is a 25-foot hose. I have an additional 25-foot hose there. I do provide a water filter. We change these out every 6 months, but depending on your campground location, you can kind of tell if it's really rural and you're going to use well water or if it's municipal. For this campground, it's municipal, so I'm not going to be using the filter. Campground plumbing is a little different than a house. A lot of plastic fittings and elbows, so you need a pressure regulator, which we again provide. You don't really go above 40 pounds, which this is preset for. So we're going to hook one end up to the campground water source. Oh, also, here's a little tip. Sometimes sites don't get used for a while, and I've seen really muddy water come out. So what you want to do is run it a few seconds just to make sure your water is not going to be muddy, and that's going to get all into the camper and clog up the drains and everything. And you are responsible for that. So, plus you don't want to be bathing in muddy water. So just make sure this is on tight. And I have a feeling we may need the extension here, but we'll see. See that? Just by a couple of feet. But this is what a good host is. You don't want to be running to the camp store and spending money to buy extra hoses. So we may not be the cheapest in town, but we know what we're doing. And we'll provide you literally with everything you need except clothes and food and bathroom supplies. Now the reason we have this spring thing on the end is because the water connection to the camper, these things could break. So at least with this, it gives it a little flexibility. Just going to screw your water hose in. Now one thing I suggest when you go to the spigot and turn your hose on, just make sure that all the faucets inside are not on, because sometimes the cleaning folks will leave a faucet open and then you're out here for 20 minutes messing around with stuff and the sink's overflowing inside. So we like to make sure, remind folks to do that. Make sure your fittings are tight. Again, a lot of this stuff is plastic, so you might have some leaks. And last up is the sewer connection. And again, these are accordion. Okay. So you're gonna put it right under here, twist it, leave these shut. We have a long run to the sewer, so you're gonna wanna make sure this is all the way open. And again, being the good host that we are, we will provide you with an extension hose so you could make it to the sewer hole in the floor. Which is usually a cap in the ground like this. You're gonna unscrew this, put that in there, give it a little twist, lock it in place. Now, the sewer part works on gravity, so we also include this accordion thing, which just will gradually let the hose flow naturally. So you're just gonna unfold this accordion thing, put your sewer hose on it, and it'll naturally send it downhill to the pipe. And that's it. Your sewer is hooked up, your water is hooked up, your electric is hooked up. Take your gloves off before you touch anything else. And the last thing is, some campgrounds have cable TV. I don't know if this one does. If it does, the hookup is usually on this box. I do not see cable TV here, but normally it would be around this area. You just look around and there'll be a cable connection coming up. I don't think this one has cable. They do have Wi-Fi. Thanks for watching. Let us know if you have any questions.